Let you know, man, you are really encouraging me, motivating me, inspiring me. God is really using you to help me out.
Family, you guys are so amazing. Mr. AOS Inspires. This is AOS, the podcast. You already know our mission. And this is crazy. Somebody asked me this. It's like, why do you have the same introduction telling what AOS Inspires or what AOS the podcast does? The reason I do this for what am I saying? What's the word I'm looking for? Misfeedback. The reason we do this is because there's somebody that's going to watch this episode that's never heard of AOS the podcast. So every single time we go live, every time we do an episode, we introduce ourselves. So again, I'm Mr. AOS Inspires. This is AOS the podcast. Our mission here is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, to help you get to the next level. So with that being said, shout out to all of our fans, our listeners, right? Our followers, our subscribers. What's crazy is you really don't know how much of an impact you're really having until you change your process up, right? So we had a few people, shout out to all 8 of y'all, right? So the people that inboxed us and, sent us an email like, hey, why is it not scheduled? What's up? You said that you won't give it up. What's going on? Listen, I know you got something fire for us this week. What's up? We sat down as a team, and of course, you see, this is the Monday's episode, and I think the team, we're scheduling this for 3:00, right? So that's what we're doing. We just waited a little longer. We should have posted already, but we were just working on some stuff. But now you should see it already, of course. But we just decided to do it at 3:00 versus the normal 8:00 a.m. that we normally do, because the algorithm says that nobody, and it's crazy because we've been seeing the views and it fluctuates. So and even we're going to change Friday motivation as well. It's just what it is. But the algorithm says that none of our followers or none of our subscribers are online at that time. It says none, right? So under the analytics, it says no subscribers, none of your followers are on YouTube. So what we're doing is we're switching it to 3:00. We wanted to be the same time across the board on all platforms, right? So that's one reason why we're doing it. So we're going to give it a shot for 2 weeks. We're going to see how that goes, and if we see an increase in numbers, we're going to keep this time up, and we'll just see how we go. But listen. This is what I want to do. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. AOS the podcast, Facebook, Instagram. Go ahead and subscribe even right now. Go ahead and follow us. Listen, you guys have been showing out. Share it with your friends. Share it in your stories. Anything that we post about 2 reels a day. Now, on Sundays, we slow down a little bit. The reason we slow down, we still post on Sundays, but the reason we slow down, because, again, the algorithm, the analytics suggest to us that our listeners, our followers, our subscribers are not active on Sunday as much, right? So we slow down, but, somebody had, like, why you ain't posting on Sunday? That's why. Because we had posted a video and I think it hit like 200 views. And then when we didn't post and we just let it breathe, it hit the 2,400. So, we're studying analytics here, right? Because we don't want to be working, because it's crazy, because every clip we put out, we believe is fire, and we want it to reach as many people as possible. And I believe that we produce some quality stuff that can change your life if you really apply the principles. But on today, I don't want to hold you up no longer, no further ado. I want to talk about something edgy. It's really not edgy, but I've personally, and I haven't been searching, so this could be one reason why I've never seen it. I've never seen this topic talked about. You already seen the thumbnail, but you already know we're talking about on today, can I rebound from a divorce? You already know our podcast talks about relationship advice, entrepreneurship, and life. So the question becomes, can I rebound from a divorce? Now, I talked to somebody, and this podcast was inspired by the conversation that I had with somebody, because they was like, yo, it seems as if everything is going haywire in my life. Everything, right? Left and right and left, up and down and up. It's just, everything's going haywire. Nothing is going right ever since my divorce. And I talked to a woman as well, but she seems as if she's living her best life. And then, she has her struggles. So we're gonna get into all that, the struggles and the benefits and the perks and the adjustments that you have to make. Now, let me start this off real fast. Divorce affects women and men differently, right? So in the beginning, let's really be honest, really break this thing down. A divorce affects a woman in the beginning of the divorce. And in the process, in the middle process of the divorce, and also the beginning of the divorce, it affects a woman differently. It's more hard for her. The man, we are more less emotional, less detached in the beginning, not necessarily because we see all the freedom that we're about to have, but it's a change of pace. So it takes us a minute to adjust to what's changing, right? Women already have forecasted, okay, this is about to change. This is about to erupt in my life. So they have emotionally attached to what's about to happen. Men, we're detached to what's about to happen because we're pretty much freestyling this thing, right? So I really want to encourage every single person. Okay, you went through a divorce, or you're going through a divorce, or you're about to go through a divorce. I really want to encourage you on today, right? And I really want to talk and speak life to you, because most people, regardless of your religious affiliation, most people believe that a divorce is the end of the road. Period. I mean, like, let's really be honest. It is not the end of the road. It is not the last stop. Like, you can I rebound. And the reason I can speak about this topic, because I went through a divorce and it was crazy. Right? I'm gonna share some of my own personal stuff too as well, because that's what we do here. We're transparent, because I want to help you get to the next level. But when I went through my divorce, it was crazy, like bananas. Like, the truth of the matter is, I think that I was a big block. I was a big boy. So before the divorce, I want to say about 250, 260, something around about that area, right? Let's say 280 to make the number even, so that you guys can understand. No, I won't know 280. I ain't gonna say that. I definitely was not no 280, but I think I was about 250. That's what I want to say. I want 250. No, I wasn't. No, that's really big. No, I wasn't 250. I think I was like 230. Maybe 230. I think that's been my heaviest. I've never been 250. I've never been 280. Never been that. I've never been that heavy. Right? No shade to nobody that is 280, 250, But I really want to drive this point home. The first month of my divorce, and it really wasn't, we weren't divorced, we were doing the proceedings, right? We're doing the process. The first month took me out. Like, I mean, it really carried me for a crazy loop. And I say that because, we have children, and that was involved. So for me, right, it was devastating. It's crazy. The reason I say that men, we're detached, because I never forget what happened when I discovered everything that was going on, right? Everything that was like it's crazy, because I felt as if she was messing around on me, right? I felt that. And I found something, and then it was depicted to me, oh, you're insecure. I'm diving deep because I want to help somebody on today. I don't care who find out. Let's go. So it was depicted to me. Oh, and when I presented the information and the evidence that I found, it was depicted to me like, yo, you're insecure. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's why we can't work. You're insecure. And it's crazy, because when you're in a marriage and the other person gets found out, like this was the third time that I found out that my wife had been messing around on me, right? The first two times she said it wasn't sexual. Matter of fact, she said all three times it wasn't sexual. Now, let me paint this picture, because I don't want to make it seem as if she was a villain and she was, she was the bad person. It was all her fault. I played a major role in it as well. Most people that go through a divorce, they never accept their role, right? Even if you got caught cheating, right? 10 years, 5 years, 20 years down the road, you still say, no, I won't cheat. No, that's not true. It is what it is, right? Let the facts be the facts, right? So At that stage, I wasn't the person that I am today. I have evolved and have grown to a different person, a more mature person, a more sensitive person. I mean, I just grown and developed a lot, right? The version me now is dope compared to the version of me. And I'm not saying that I was a scumbag. Like I was listen, let's put this for the record. I was still an amazing catch, period. Flaws and all, I was an amazing catch. So, I had my issues, right? I'm not gonna say that I was controlling because that's another conversation I really want to talk about because a lot of women will suggest that you're controlling, but it's not that you're controlling. You have standards, and I don't want to step outside of my standards that I have. Prime example: my best friend, he's looking for an investment property, right? And one of the investment properties that he was looking at, it's a roommate situation, right? So, roommate situation and tenants can come, you get a house and tenants come stay at the house, which is dope, right? But what he said was the main investor that owned the property, he did not like his cleaning, his cleanliness, right? It wasn't to his standards. So what did he do? He stepped out the deal. Like, I don't want you representing me because if my name is attached to something and this is how you live, this is what's going to happen. They're going to attach and associate everything that you do to me. And that's not how I operate. So in relationship, ladies, stop saying that your man controlling when he really just have standards. Like, we're not doing this because I have No, we're not going here because I have standards. Period. It's not that I'm controlling. I have standards. There's a difference. So a lot of women and also a lot of men that are in relationship, in marriages, they feel as if the person is controlling. It's not that they're controlling. They just got some standards. Period. Like, okay, one thing, I'm gonna just keep it all the way honest with you. I hate, and hate is a strong word. I hate when women step out and dudes step out as well. I mean, it really don't bother me with dudes because, I'm a dude, so it is what it is. Not no double standard thing, but I'm not attracted to dudes. That's what I'm implying. But I hate when women come out with bonnets and their pajamas and, it looks ghetto and trifling. It's crazy. Like, that bothers me. That is a major, if I was single, that would be a major turnoff for me. Major turnoff. Like, if I met a woman, I don't care how beautiful she is. I don't care how great of an asset, whatever she brings to the table. It doesn't matter. That is a major turnoff. Watch this. It's not that I'm controlling. That's my standard. My standard would say, okay, I don't care if you're going to the store just to pick up some milk. I don't care. You're not going in pajamas. That's my standard, period. So the thing about relationships, a lot of people don't make their standards known up front. So when you begin to implement your standards, they think that you are controlling and you're not controlling, period. So getting back to that, I was not controlling. I just had standards, right? Take it or love it. Take it or leave it, period. Love it or hate it. It is what it is. I had standards. There were certain things that I did not want to engage in. Certain things I didn't want my family to engage in. And that's who I was at the time. Now, the person that I am now, I would give a lot more grace. I would, right? So the person I was then, I had standards, and no, it's cutthroat. No, this is what it is. The person that I am now, I'm more understanding, I'm more loving, I'm more passionate, I have more grace, right? I give more grace for you to grow, right? But the biggest thing from that perspective that I want you guys to take away from is just because you have standards doesn't mean that you're controlling. Let's get that clear. So when I found out, and truth of the matter is, this is real talk. Whenever you have an inklet, that is a word, if you have a feeling, right, an inklet that something is going on in your relationship, trust it. Now, I'm not saying that if you're this. Now, watch this. If you're doing something and you feel like they're doing something as well, chances are they may not be doing nothing. That's just your subconscious playing games on you. Maybe it's your conscious making you feel guilty about what you're doing, and you feel as if they're doing the same thing. May not be the case. But what I really want to project to you all today is if you feel something is not right in your relationship, chances are you have the right feeling. Period. Like don't let your person make you feel like, especially married couples, don't make your person feel as if your feelings is irrelevant. Let me say that again. Married couples, don't let your spouse make you feel like your feelings is irrelevant. Or even if you're just in a relationship, y'all just boyfriend and girlfriend, don't let them make you feel as if your feelings is irrelevant. It's relevant. Like I feel, and this is the thing most couples don't do because they don't want to nitpick. They don't want whatever. They don't want to push the envelope. Like if you feel like your person is cheating, go talk to them. Like, baby, let's sit down and talk. Look, babe. Let me chop it up with you real fast. Don't come at them with anger. Don't come at them with, unless you have facts, you come at their neck. But if you don't have any facts, this is how I'm feeling. And any relationship, any person that's in a relationship that gets in their feelings and get mad or get pissed about what you're saying, chances are a hit dog will holler every single time, period. A hit dog will holler every single time. I got to address this. Every single guy that leaves a comment talking about I'm a simp because I'm giving game to the women on how to watch out for guys that's playing them. Listen, that shows your character. I just had to put that there. I'm done with that. But yeah, don't allow. And the reason I said what I said about the simp part was because too many men are in relationships that make their women feel as if their feelings are irrelevant. And when I feel as if my feelings are irrelevant, I'll start to believe that my feelings are irrelevant and it's my fault. Right? So I went through that process when I was married. I felt as if, you know what, maybe she's right. Maybe I'm insecure. I need to man up. Let me man up right quick. She ain't messing around. Right? Until one night, I never forget this day. I was like 3:00 in the morning. And something said, check her phone. I don't really care for the checking the phone thing, but it was just itching in my spirit. Bam, grabbed the phone. And it was like, oh, I love you and I miss you. Wait a minute. Listen, I woke everything up in the house that day. What you mean I had to make it known. Like, what's up? Right? And I think that a lot of people in relationships, and many of y'all gonna be like, he telling too much. No, I ain't. Somebody's being helped by this. But a lot of people in relationships are scared to approach the person that they're in relationship with because their feelings will be overlooked or overtalked, or you will be smooth talked out of how you really feel later for that. Like the truth of the matter is, I would rather be by myself than to be in a relationship where I'm being smooth talked out of how I feel and to make me feel as if I'm insecure, to make me feel as if my feelings doesn't matter. It's crazy. I'm gone. I'm out of here. I can do better by myself. I know y'all hear the phrase, I can do bad. Nah, I ain't doing bad. Right? So let's fast forward a little bit. In the divorce, went through the divorce, right? And it's crazy because I just got to put this piece in there. We were staying, right? In the same, of course, we was in the same house, right? So I told you that women, they process it as it comes. Their emotions are attached because they know what's to come. Men, we're detached, right? It's like, it is what it is. Like, we done, right? So what I did was I packed up because she had left. Cool, right? My feelings weren't attached at that moment. She left. I packed the whole house up, put all her stuff in the family room, cleaned the house up. House was immaculate. Like I'm a neat freak. I love to have things neat and tidy as possible, right? I put everything in the middle in the family room. Just left it there, right? Men were detached. Women are attached emotionally, right? And fast forward a little bit. I lost 80 pounds the first month. Like I couldn't eat. And it was crazy because it was hard for me to keep anything down. I dropped 80 pounds 1 month. Like my whole, like the first week I was cool. Like, yeah, I'm not really cool, but I was all right. I was cool. I really didn't see what was coming. I was keeping a cool head, leveled head. I didn't see what was coming, right? First month, dropped 80 pounds. My life had changed drastically. So I brought this episode up because a lot of people are going through this and they feel as if, and it's crazy because there's really no safe space for a man to really break down and say how he really feels because he'll be judged or, oh man, you soft, man, man up. Nah, it's not no, like my life has changed drastically. Like facts, like my life is not the same as it was 5 years ago. And when I say 5 years ago, I'm not saying, 5 years ago, I'm saying 5 years to this point. So 4 years ago, including this year, 4 years, 5 years all together, my life is changing. And the truth of the matter is when your life changes, things affect you drastically. And you can walk around, I know some guys, you can walk around as if nothing bothers you or it is what it is. No, it changes your life. But I want to give you some encouragement to let you know that, fellas, ladies, you can rebound after a divorce. Like there's some things that I would suggest personally that you do so that you can rebound after a divorce. However, I want to forewarn you because many people are, you good, I hate it. And some people close to me said this. I hate it when they said this. Oh man, it's all good. Just find you another woman. It's not that easy. Now I gotta put this, and hopefully my editor get this for the soundbite. If you were in a serious committed relationship, marriage or just relationship, and you can move on in a drop of a dime and really be happy, you weren't really committed in that first relationship, period. Like that's real talk. If you can just move on, you weren't really committed. Because when you get a divorce or when you break up with somebody, it's not just, I'm gone, whatever it is, what it is. Nah, it's not like that. It's a process. It takes time to heal. It's like an open sore, a real open sore. It takes you a minute to heal through the process. And it takes you a while, man or woman, right? It takes you a while for you to soak in everything that's taking place. And that's why I told you in the podcast previous that marriage is a gamble because you just operating in good faith, hoping that this person is going to hold up to the vows. And if they don't hold up to the vows, the truth of the matter is you do have to regroup, but it may take a while. Some people, and I'm gonna be honest with you, when I went through my divorce, I did not see the end of the tunnel. I did not see the end of the tunnel at all. I didn't see it. You could not tell me that we went through a divorce. I want to say 2000 and this is, it's crazy because had you asked me this 6 years ago, I could have told you when I got a divorce. I forgot. I think it was 2011, 2013, 11, 12, or 13, one of those three, right? You couldn't tell me 10 years later or 6 years, it's about 10 years later, you couldn't tell me that I'll be starting a podcast or that I have a video that went viral or I have videos that went viral or that thousands of people will follow me. I wouldn't believe that. And I guarantee you, many of you feel like that as well, that's gone through a divorce, right? Whether it was your fault or not. One thing that somebody told me that stuck hold to me, they said this. They said, even if the relationship was bad, there were still some good moments in that relationship. And since there were some good moments in that relationship, you hold on. It's just subconsciously we hold on to the good moments versus the bad moments, right? Like we remember the bad moments, right? Let me put a pin right here. It's damaging. It's crazy because people will forget the good things that you have done and remember all the bad things that you have done and just highlight all of your bad and don't say nothing about your good. It's crazy. I don't know why. But anyway, take a pin out. But many people, when they get out of a relationship or the relationship goes sour, they hold on to tightly the good times. That's just how it is. That's why, let me shed light on this. Come closer real fast. This is why abusive relationships, it's hard for them to get out. Let me put a pin there. Let me talk there. It's hard for a lot of abusive relationships to get out. That's why I tell people, don't lend advice to tell them what to do. Just be there to encourage them and be an ear. That's it. Stop telling them, leave him, leave her. No, don't do that. They're not going to do it. Period. Why? Because they're holding on to the good times that they had. And of course, they're reflecting on the bad times, but the good times for them outweighs the bad, right? Because when the good is amazing. And when the bad is bad, the bad is horrible, right? And most people in those type of situations, they hold on tight to the good times. And that's the phrase that, because for a while I was like, yo, we get back together. And most people were like, are you crazy? And at the moment, yeah, I was, but as time went on, I gotta give y'all guys the bright side. As time went on, I began to heal from that thing. And I'm gonna tell you this, I'm gonna give you this, and this is the last piece of information I'm gonna holler at, but I'm an open book, I'll holler at y'all. It was a point in the process of being divorced that I was considering going back, right? And at this moment, it really spoke volume to me because she wanted to come back, right? She wanted to make it work. Not even make it work. She wanted to come back. It wasn't about, okay, I'm gonna make this thing work. No, it wasn't like that on her end. It was like that on my end. She wanted to come back. But that moment spoke volumes to me. How did it speak volumes to me? Because if I was that bad, you wouldn't want to come back. And I think that this was like what I want to say about 3 months in, maybe 3 months in, right? Like if I was that horrible as a person, as a husband, why would you want to come back? Even after you've been gone for 3 months, now you're staying with this new guy that you're with, right? That you left for. It is what it is. Like if you'd have caught me 8-9 years ago, I couldn't talk like this. I could talk because I'm healed. I'm in a totally better situation, way better situation now. Way better, right? But I want to shed light on another part about divorce as well. But let me say this. It took me a while to get to that place. It wasn't like, because had she approached me a month and a half after, I would have said, yes, let's go. But I was at a place of, when the sore has a coating over your sore, like you cut yourself and then, the first stage you get a coating over it. It's a little bit hard, but it's still soft. If you pull it, if you mess with it too hard, it'll bust open. I was there. I was at that place where I was in the process of healing. It's crazy because I had lost all the weight. Weight dropped off. Like this was the smallest I was in a medium shirt. I'm in an extra large shirt now, but I was in a medium shirt. Like I was feeling myself. Like for real. I'm gonna tell you one thing that did come out of the divorce was that I'm more vocal now. That divorce, should I say, made me more vocal. Like it made me get to the place where I did not bite my tongue. I was respectful to people, but I did not bite my tongue for nobody. How I feel, and it still goes on now. How I feel is how I display it and tell you, period. If I feel a certain type of way, I'm going to tell you. In a respectful way, in a tactful way, in a tasteful way. But I'm going to tell you how I feel. And it's hard for me now, even now, it's hard for me for you to say something to me and you not see on my expression how I really feel, if I love it or if I hate it. You don't have to second guess, right? I had somebody, I ain't gonna say who it is, but I had somebody really, really, really close to me, right? They said something, I didn't like it. He looked at my mom, was like, oh, he ain't like that, huh? No, I didn't. I didn't like that comment. Right? Like I said, I'm respectful, but I'm not holding my tongue back. And this is what was birthed from the divorce. I'm glad it did. I'm so glad it did. I'm glad that trauma, that experience pulled this out of me. Period. I love it. It made me a better person for it. Now, let's look at this. I want to encourage you. You can rebound from a divorce. All right, so let's fast forward a little bit more. She had asked to come back, and I was level-headed. And I listen. And the pieces, I'm gonna tell you this. Let me rewind a little bit. I had lost everything. I mean everything. My aunt had gave me a vehicle. Right, I had a car. Had a Malibu, Chevy Malibu. Like it was dope, leather. Right, it was nice. Auto start. It was nice. I was riding clean. Right. And And my aunt had gave me a car, and I don't know why, but she did. She gave me a car. And I think I bought this car before. But she knew I had the other car. She's like, no, I just want to give you another car anyway. You may need it one day. And it's crazy because maybe she's seen this. Maybe God spoke to her and like, yo, set him up right quick, please. I don't know what it was, but I'm very grateful for her setting me up in that position. So had a car, had a Malibu. My car payment was $500 a month, right? And I could afford it. I was making good money. I was a sales rep. I used to design restaurants. I was making good money. Making good money. She said, okay, no, now you have two cars. Perfect. Thank you. So what I did was, my wife at the time, she had a vehicle, but then she had got in a bad accident. So she didn't have a car. So we had those cars, those two, Malibu and the car that my aunt gave me. The car that my aunt gave me was paid off, cash, right? What she used to do when she was living, she would buy a car, brand new, brand spanking new, pay it off. You knew that her cars were intact greatly. Anything happened, dealership. Now go to Jiffy Lube, no, dealership. That's how she operated. So you knew the cars was A1, right? So had two cars, but in the midst of what was going on, I don't know what happened. Your mind, when you're going through a divorce, your mind is not where it should be. You know, you're scatterbrained, right? So my car got repossessed. I wasn't making the payments. I don't know what was going on. I had money, plenty. I ain't gonna say I had plenty of money, but I had decent money, right? Your mind is not in a space where you're like, no, let me stay on top of my bills. Unless you've been through something like that, you can't say, oh, you stupid. No, you can't say that because you've never been there before. My mind was just gone. I know many other people that have been in this situation that said the same thing. I just wasn't thinking clear. I don't know why I wasn't paying my car note. And I had the money. I remember because I gave her $5,000 and I had another $10,000 and had a little change in the bank. And I had money. Why didn't I pay it? I don't know. But anyway, at this point, car got her repossessed down to that car, right? And I was down to one car. So fast forward, she has to come back. At this place, I was healing. Listen, I had lost my place, lost my car, down to one car. I'm scrambling. But at this place where she has to get back, I'm doing halfway decent. Got my own spot, nice spot, real luxury spot. I'm starting to, I'm feeling myself at this time. Lost all the weight. I'm looking good. Right? I'm like the movie Get Rich or Die Trying. I don't even know my name no more. They calling me handsome, right? I'm doing good. So I was at a place, like I said, I was healing. So as I was healing, I was thinking clearly. Then she was like, hey, I miss my family. It is what it is. But like I said before, it hit me. That moment hit me hard because I was like, if I was such a bad person and I was the issue, why would you go back to an issue that wasn't the issue then, right? Cool. So what happened was, and this is what I'm going to attribute to, and this is all I'm going to say about that. I'm going to leave it alone. Sometimes we think that the water on the other side tastes better than the water that's coming out of our faucet. Bars. And the truth of the matter is, you don't understand that the water on the other side does not taste better until you go over there and taste it and see that it doesn't taste better and is not better. I had a way better situation before that I left. So what happens is oftentimes we get in situations that many people in relationship, they see something on the other side that looks more shinier than the side that they're on. I love it. I can't give Kim Kardashian credit for it, but she's the first person I heard say it, or I posted or whatever. She said, the grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is only greener on the side that you water. Bars, right? Kim K put some bars up. But so she came back and I was level headed. I was like, nah, I don't think that's a good move. I can't do that. And I want to say the divorce was final at this time. It was final. But I really want to encourage people. If you're thinking about divorce, go see a counselor. Go see somebody professional, right? I'm not just your pastor. I mean, it's cool. You go see your pastor. It's cool. You want to talk to him. But I suggest seek a professional. That's cool. You want to talk to your mom. It's cool. You want to talk to your dad. You want to talk to a person that's not biased. It's cool. I understand. But I suggest go talk to a professional before you get a divorce, because many people, you ever heard of buyer's remorse? A lot of y'all have divorce remorse. Like, dang, why did I get a divorce? I should never got a divorce. I've seen this time and time again. Like, because after you separate, that's why many people say separate for a while first. Oh, the law says separate for a year, then you can get a divorce in some states. But I would say go talk to a professional first before you make this life-changing decision, because you can make a life-changing decision and then look back like, oh man, I had a good person. It was me. And because you don't had your fun out here and you see that it's not all cracked up to what you thought it was going to be, let me come back. Nah, you can't come back, bro. You can't come back, sis. Nah, it's a done deal. You listen, just keep on trucking. Just stay where you, listen, the bed that you laid, go lay in it. This bed that you made, go lay in it. It's crazy because many people want to backtread to the same space that they left. And sometimes that space is occupied with somebody else, or you're no longer invited. That's what happened. It was no longer invited. But I want to suggest through that process, I was glad. I'm looking at it now. I was glad that I went through it. Now, before I wasn't glad that I went through it. I hated it. It was horrible. It was torment, right? But it was for a greater purpose. Like, I speak about relationship things on my podcast. All varieties of relationship issues and relationship pluses and perks and stuff like that. Had I not gone through something traumatic, would I have the wisdom to be able to share with you now? That's number one. Number two is I created a book, and God placed in my heart to write a book entitled Winning After a Major Loss, 2,000 copies sold independently, right? Now, this next book we're about to drop, we're projected to sell 10,000. And, it's up from here. That's all I'm saying. It's up. But I'm glad that I went through it. Now, to you, you're going through a divorce, or you're about to go through a divorce, or you guys are thinking about going through a divorce, and you're asking, can I rebound from a divorce? Yes, you can. Yes. You can bounce back better than you were before. Now, there's a few things. I'm going to just say these three things, and I'm going to let you go. One of the things I would suggest that if you go through a divorce, make sure that you recollect all the great times, but recollect all the bad times as well. But analyze everything that you could have improved in that marriage before you move on, because I need you to not just to sit by yourself for a week, a month, 2 months. No, I need you to sit by yourself for a while after you get a divorce, because the first thing most people want to do once they get a divorce is move on to another relationship. But you haven't healed from this relationship, and you haven't identified all of your issues. I get it. They may have cheated, but this is one of the things that many people don't look at. What drove that person to cheat? It's cool. I understand they cheated. Now you done. But what made them do what they did? A lot of people don't want to answer up to that. A lot of people don't want to look at themselves in the mirror and be like, yo, I was jacked up in this area. It is what it is. But that's the first thing, that just analyze the things that went wrong, right? And start doing some self-development, period. Right? Go to therapy if you can afford it. And if you have insurance offer it for free. In some insurances, some say that. But go seek some therapy. Heal from this thing. Don't just jump into another relationship. The second one is date you. Fall in love with you after this divorce or after this major breakup. Fall in love with you. You should be the person that you love the most, and it's not self-consumed, because you got to teach other people and display to other people how to love you and how to treat you, right? Because if you don't treat you right, you allow anybody to treat you any kind of way. That's not the way that you should go. So that's the second one. Last but not least, y'all ready for this thing? Last but not least, not only analyze, not only fall in love with yourself and date yourself, but make sure you have everything in order financially. That's a big one. Because truth of the matter is, a divorce can drain a brother's pocket, and it could drain a woman's pockets, because now her finances has changed. His finances has changed now. No longer do you have two incomes coming into the house, it's just one now. And you may be good. You may be like, I'm straight financially, right? So it don't matter. But make sure that you're great financially. And when I say financially, make sure that your investments, you understand investments. Because it's horrible leaving one situation into another situation and you're not financially stable to really, because most relationships fall out because of finances, because of money. Make sure you're in a good space financially. That's all I want to say about that. So at the end of the day, listen, family, you can rebound from a divorce. I love you guys to life. Let's go get active. I'm excited about what's about to happen. I'm excited about you rebounding from your divorce because you're going to be greater than you've ever been. I promise you, you can win. You can rebound from divorce. I'm Mr. AOS Inspires. This is AOS the podcast. I love you guys to life. And I catch you again on Wednesday and Friday. Then again next week. I love you guys. I can't wait to see you again.